Oh, I forgot some of my food. I'm just going to get some crisps.
Whoa. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Hi guys, welcome to Rock and Roll Nerds. We're going to do another top 10 this week, and this week it's going to be Legend of Zelda games.
Woo!
Massive Legend of Zelda fans.
We are indeed.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to more Legend of Zelda coming this year and the next year, and so on and so forth.
So on and so forth.
Yes.
So, starting it off, at number
10
is The Legend of Zelda. Now, it's the first game that started off the franchise back in 1987, I do believe. Now, this was a simple game, obviously, because it was like 8-bit pixelated, the classics that we still love to play,
absolutely,
even nowadays. But this one was a big game, really, in the gaming community, because you could save it
wherever you wanted.
Anytime. It was the first game to ever do that, allegedly, from what I hear, anyway.
Yes.
So that's pretty fantastic. But also the fact that it started off the series, you didn't really get much of a backstory, from what I gather.
It was a simple man saves woman from a bad person.
Yeah, basically. Super Mario was doing well, so they thought, let's chuck this in.
Yeah, do a short and
But we won't use a Donkey Kong.
No. We'll give him a sword and a shield and a little green hat.
Yeah. And as also, it started off the field for free roaming, action adventure. You know, obviously it wasn't the first of that, but it was still I think you could start off.
It was a milestone.
Yeah, definitely. You know, people loved that sort of thing, and it started off to. I bet they didn't even realise what it could achieve.
I don't think so either.
You know, it's just the fact that it's still going now.
Yeah.
And that's what. 28 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like, it was just going to be another game.
Years ago.
It could be 29 actually.
Yeah.
I think it was just going to be a game, and as you realise as the more and more games came out, they started to fit the timeline together, and people were saying, I think they're making up the chronology as they go along. Yeah. And I think they were, because they didn't understand how big it was going to be. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, is there a timeline? But there's 2 timelines. Actually there's 3. It really, but yeah, like I said, I don't think they knew how big it was going to be.
No. So yeah,
it was
pretty
fun.
Amazing. So well done, Legend of Zelda. So,
at number 9!
Do you have to look at your hands then?
Yeah, I think I still do. Is Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Now, this one was for the Game Boy Color, I think. Pretty sure it's the game. Yeah, I love the Game Boy Color. Remember the printers as well? You can get? That was so.
Camera.
Oh, that was selfies those days. That was for us.
Selfies before there were selfies.
Yeah, we were cool before you.
#retro.
But yeah, Link's Awakening, Game Boy Color. It was kind of a side story, really. You sail off to hone your skills elsewhere, and you get into a shipwreck, and you end up on an island. You get nursed back to health by this girl called Marin, which basically looks like Zelda anyway. Really close. And basically, they go through the story and everything. It has a really big plot twist in the middle, where you find out that to sort everything out in this island that's going wrong, you have to wake the windfish. But as soon as you wake up the windfish, the thing is actually just a dream. The whole island is just a dream of the windfish. As soon as he's awake, they all disappear. So it's kind of depressing at the end, where you finally finish it, and it's actually just all the dreams were bollocks.
That's a big middle finger.
It is a big middle finger, isn't it? But it was.
That's like fuck you.
Yeah, it was. But like I say, it was a side story. It wasn't part of Hyrule and the Legend of the Zelda thing. It was just a little side thing. But it was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. It was a good, fun little game to play.
Yeah. So there you go. So in at number 8 is Skyward Sword. Now this was on the Wii. It was on the Wii.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one, good. It was good.
Yeah.
The controls were a bit funny.
That was the thing that annoyed me the most, was the controls.
I mean, I didn't really play it massively, but I played it with Adam a few times and stuff like that, and we had fun with it, obviously, as you do, but the only thing that put us off really was it wasn't as free roaming open world.
Yeah, it was, because obviously most of the Zelda games, not all of them, but I think most of them, it's very open world. You've got all of your land in one big solid piece.
Big sandbox.
Big thing. Yeah, like a big sandbox, yeah. But with this, it was kind of like you had Skyloft up above the clouds, and you had 3 separate lands that you could go to, but they're not connected up together. And it's just kind of like, yes, they were big, and it was kind of open plan, but it wasn't enough because they were separate. It didn't feel as open plan as it should have been.
Yeah.
But it was a good story, because it was the origin for the Master Sword, because eventually it was a Skyward Sword that you through the course of the game you build it and it becomes the Master Sword. And it was also the bad guy you go against called Demise. He was the precursor to Ganon, which is obviously the main bad guy for the whole series. That's what he was, and he promises that his spirit will endure and everything, and he'll be reincarnated, which obviously we know he does. The Skyward Sword is the first game in the timeline.
Yeah.
Because obviously the origin of the Master Sword. But it was a good game. I enjoyed it, but it was the main thing that stressed me out was the controls.
Yeah.
It was just you're busy trying to do stuff and everything. We're the kind of people that just like to sit back with our control and just play.
Classic.
And just classic basically, and just swinging everything. You can't look dignified doing it. You're just swinging everything around. You got jab and think, oh, do this, and just it's so irritating. It really got on my nerves. You get used to it, but if it's for instance, if you haven't played it in a couple of weeks and you go back to it, you have to pick it all up again, and it's really irritating. You can't just go for it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it was a good game. It was a good story. The graphics were nice as well. It's kind of like a clip art painting type design.
It was pretty cool.
I did like that. But yeah, we enjoyed it, but the controls were the main flaw.
Yeah.
So yeah. In at number 7 is Spirit Tracks, which came out on the DS.
It did indeed.
It was a follow-up, like a second follow-up from after Wind Waker. It was Wind Waker, then Phantom Hourglass, and then Spirit Tracks. Phantom Hourglass was kind of a side thing again.
Yeah.
The Spirit Tracks was where they actually culminated a brand new Hyrule, new land and everything, and then you use the train to get around kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but I got used to it quite quickly. And you go against this bad guy called, I think his name Palladus or some shit like that. There's no Ganon in this, there's no Master Sword or anything like that, and it's a pretty good game. Again, it's not... The problem with it is that the line of the Zelda and Link, it's growing thin, so it's kind of like, I don't really know what they can do after that, really. Yeah. But the game as a whole, I quite enjoyed it. It was fun on the DS, it was just a good little game, really, to have on a handheld console, to be honest. Quite enjoyed it.
Pass time away. In at number
6!
Minish Cap.
Minish Cap.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Minish Cap.
Minish Cap.
Now this one was on the Game Boy Color?
Game Boy Color, Game
Boy
Boy
Advance.
Game Boy Advance, I think, yeah.
That's after the Color. Because I didn't get one, because I was a bad boy. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, this one was just another sort of handheld one.
Yeah.
Which one was this in the timeline?
It was second in the timeline. It technically happened straight after Skyward Sword. They settled on the land and it was attacked by monsters, basically, and then
as you do.
That bad guy Vati, the sorcerer guy.
Vati.
That's so stupid. But yeah, basically you get that and then you get your little cap.
And you get your cap for your first time, your little green cap.
Yeah, which is weird because you have a cap in Skyward Sword, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do that and you can shrink down as well. You go into these little world. You actually find out that, when you get all your rupees and everything, you find out when you shrink down, you get all these little mini people, and they're the people that put the rupees there in the grass for you. They're really careful with on Zelda, like making sure, there's got to be a reason they're there, so we'll make a game about it.
Put them there. So there you go.
Yeah, good game. I really enjoyed it. It's good fun.
Minish Cap.
Absolutely.
There you go. So, edit number 5. A Link to the Past. Clever what they did with the title there.
Yeah, I liked it. It was the third game, and it was the first time where it was after the Legend of Zelda and after the Adventure Link. The third game was A Link to the Past on the NES, and it was it was the first time where you told about the Master Sword, about Hyrule, about the King of Hyrule, Ganon, all that kind of stuff, real big things. And it was so groundbreaking. This one, really good game. They revamped it on the DS, I think, as well, as far as I remember. But yeah, epic game. It was the first time where it was branded as a prequel as well, because obviously the first two games you think obviously one follows the other, and you thought that would happen continuously. And then obviously they said no, this one's a prequel, and obviously it set a trend, because every single game that came out, you sit there going, where's this going in the timeline? Every single time, and this was the one that kind of started that off, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good game. Obviously the Master Sword for the first time, it was like the old game, but in full colour. It was groundbreaking for its time. Really was good fun. And I haven't played the A Link Between Worlds yet, the one that follows it up. They just brought out on the 3DS. But apparently it's amazing. It is a follow-up. It's not a copy. It's in the same world, but it's a brand new game. And I haven't played that yet, but it looks incredible.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Give that a go then. In at number
4,
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
This was a game that I just spent pretty much all of my early teenage years playing on the GameCube. Oh, the GameCube.
Oh, I love the
I
GameCube.
found that the other day. I found my GameCube.
Okay.
And it's still got Wind Waker disc in it.
I've lost mine.
Oh, really?
I've lost
I'll try and
it.
find
I'm gutted. I've got my GameCube, but I've lost Wind Waker.
I'll try and find it. Anyway, yeah, no, absolutely love this game. For me personally, it was great. It was just... It was the first time they tried different graphics with it.
Yeah, they went for kind of...
Well, not
it
different.
was kind of redrawn
Yeah.
for a new generation, wasn't
Yeah.
it, really?
So, I remember like when it first came out, you weren't too keen on that.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
But I gave it a go and I fell in love with it. The great thing is the story starts off, you're just a normal kid on this sort of like Hawaiian kind of island.
Outset Island, I think it was called. Wasn't it?
Outset Island, that was it. It was indeed. And you're there with your grandmother and your sister and stuff, and there's all the village people. You have to go around and catch pigs and there's one of those little kids.
Kids with a dribbling nose.
fucking snotty
He
nose.
chases you as well, so get away. Oh, it's really
that was the
weird.
one thing I didn't like about it.
Oh, it's
Game.
fucking
I
horrible.
was like trying to eat. I was like, fuck you. Anyway, some big bird comes along eventually, drops that pirate woman down, which is obviously turns out to be
Gee, Zelda.
Zelda
It's
eventually.
Tetra and becomes Zelda. doesn't she?
Tetra, Zelda, yeah. So you have to go and like fight off these weird monster things and go and save her sort of thing.
And
Then your sister gets kidnapped by the big bird.
and that obviously sets it up for the rest of the game,
That's it,
really.
yeah, basically like, you get on the ship with the pirates, you have to go into like the big pirate.
Yeah, the
Fortress.
Forsaken Fortress, was
The
it?
Forsaken.
I'm getting good at remembering this. I haven't played it in a
Yeah.
while.
And eventually, I love this game because you get your boat,
Yeah.
the dragon boat thing.
And it's really, it's good. The only thing that's been better than that on the open sea world is Black Flag.
Yeah.
But apart from that, this was leading it as like an open sea world and everything.
I
And
love
this was the thing I wasn't sure about. Because I really liked Sword Shield running with or going on a horse open land. But the first time ever, they completely revamped it with going in the sea. And it was, I wasn't too sure, but after I started playing it, it just instantly became a classic.
Yeah.
It was so good. And the fact that later on you figure out that Hyrule is below you
Yeah.
is amazing. As soon as I went in, you go into the Chamber of the Gods, is it? Something like that, the big tall building.
I think
You
so.
do all that kind of stuff, and then this light appears once you've done that, and you drop down, you're like, oh god, what? And then the castle appears, and you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. So you know what happens next, you get the Master Sword, and obviously you unlock it through the rest of the game, and then you meet Ganon, which is putting a bit of weight.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but then again, he's been underwater for a while.
Yeah,
So,
bloated.
bloated up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
brilliant game, really enjoyed it, and it kind of basically said Ganon's dead in this one. In
Yeah.
this timeline, he's dead.
Mm.
Gets the Master Sword thrust into his head, turns to stone, and then buried underwater.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure he's dead.
pretty sure he's gone.
Yeah, but great game.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
So that's number 4.
Mm.
So in at number
3!
Twilight Princess. Tell me about it.
Twilight Princess. Now, a lot of people would have put it further down on their list. But for us, I know there wasn't a massive lot to do once you've done the story. There was still some heart containers to get and everything. But I still love the fact that it was basically Ocarina of Time with better graphics. And it was amazing. A massive land. Really proper huge. And it was really good. Again, it was a lot like Ocarina of Time, but it still had its own story. It was a lot darker. Because obviously it had the Twilight beasts and everything. They were taking over the land. You have to become a wolf.
You do.
Which people didn't like. But I didn't mind it because it was minimal. It wasn't like you spent half the game playing a wolf. You did the small bits where you collect all the light and then you're back to playing as Link.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. It was good fun just playing it with like Ocarina, like with better graphics. Again, it felt good as soon as you went into areas you've been to before. What was it, Kakariko Village? Is that how you said it?
I think so.
I think so. You go to there and then you go to the Goron tribe and you go to Zora's domain. You go there and you're just like, oh, I know this place, but it's really fucking improved. But yeah, it is brilliant. And obviously you get the Master Sword when you go into the Sacred Grove, which ends up being the Temple of Time later on. It's all derelict. That was good fun. And again, it's not on the other timeline, a separate timeline. Ganon again, dead. Sword to the chest, definitely dead.
Definitely dead on that one as well.
At least I hope
Ganon's
so.
not having much fun.
No, he isn't. Every timeline he seems to be dying. But I suppose that's the point.
Yeah. I suppose so. It's a bad guy, isn't it?
But yeah, really enjoyed the game. It was good fun. It still had a lot of flavour of the original games as well, but with a new generation of. And we're so glad because we played the GameCube version because there was that and the Wii version.
It was, yeah.
But we played the GameCube version because we don't like flinging around with the controls like a retard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really enjoyed it. I mean, what was your main? What did you think of it? Because I thought it was brilliant.
I liked it. I liked the fact that it is sort of obviously with the name Twilight in it, obviously it's got that dark feel to it and the game stuff, and like I thought it was a great game. You know, she's got different elements to it they kept bringing in, and I thought I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I wasn't like massively sort of like convinced about it because I was still on my Wind Waker.
Yeah, because it was a big departure.
Yeah, but no, I had fun with it. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
And I did like that you were able to get a lot of moves this time as well. You could learn a lot of moves by that character Shade, which one of the biggest rumours going around are that he is the Link from Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
That at the end of Majora's Mask, he died in the Lost Woods, and when you're in the Lost Woods and you die, you become a sculpture thing, the skull things, and that's what he looked like. And I remember, if you remember, Shade's left-handed, just like Link is, and then at the end he's saying that I couldn't be the hero, blah blah blah, so you can go and do it for me. So there's a lot of things basically saying that he's the old Link and he's come and taught you all the new moves.
There you go then.
So yeah, really good game. In at number 2 is Majora's Mask. Now this was the second game to come out on the N64. They've literally just decided they're going to revamp it for the 3DS, which I'm looking forward to.
Ooh, I can get 3DS.
Absolutely. But yeah, Majora's Mask was awesome. It was the same incarnation of Link from Ocarina of Time. He's off to search for Navi, then he gets drawn into this alternate world called Termina, and he has to save the place within 3 days because the moon's going to crash in and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And that was good fun. It was weird because it's kind of like, I've only got a certain amount of time. Obviously, once you realise you use a Song of Time to go back, it's fine. But it's the only thing that annoyed me about it was the fact that when you go back, you lose all of your stuff. You lose your nuts and your rupees. If you haven't saved your rupees in the bank beforehand, they all go. Your bombs go. Everything. But apart from that, it was such an epic game, and it was an afterthought. Originally, it was after Ocarina of Time. They were trying to go for the next game, and one of the producers said, well, I want to do this. I've got an idea. And he says, right, if you can produce that in the next 3 weeks, then we'll put it out. And that ended up being Majora's Mask, one of the best games they've ever produced. And it was very different, very open world again, but a very different feel to any of the others. Because you only had 3 days, you had a certain amount of time to do stuff. I really enjoyed the fact that it was kind of like there was all the old characters from the Ocarina of Time, but with different names and put in different places.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I quite like that.
They always like the way that they tip it off to the other games and stuff. They try and do that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it how they try and keep it
familiar. It is all linked. Really,
yeah.
Not intended, but you know, it's just the way they do it.
Yeah.
It's linked to a certain way, but not.
Yeah, it
so
keeps it familiar.
Obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it. But yeah, it was really good. Obviously, you go against the Skull Kid, which has got Majora's Mask on him. You find out Majora's Mask is the culprit himself. Then you have to go up into the moon and fight him. 3 stages of the Majora's Mask.
I just remember it all being quite creepy.
It was, yeah, it really was, wasn't it? Especially the second one. It was just dancing all over the place. It was really, really creepy. I mean, it was alright for us, but for 6-year-old kids playing it, it
still creeps me out now.
And if you're able to collect all the masks, and there's like 20 of them, you can get the Fierce Deity's mask. It's Fierce Deity. Is it Deity? Yeah. And then when you go and fight Majora's Mask, you become this big white dude with a massive fucking sword, and it's really easy to kill him then. Yeah. But if you buy yourself just regular Link, it's quite a difficult last boss. But yeah, really good game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've so much replay value on it. It's unreal.
Yeah. Always
never gets old.
So, there you go. So in at number
1
is the Ocarina of Time.
Call us predictable. Call us stupid. I don't care. As far as we're concerned, no Zelda game has beaten Ocarina of Time yet. It's just the best one. It's the best story, the best possible game you can play. It's so much fun, so much replay value. It's just epic.
Indeed.
Absolutely epic. Starting off as a young kid, obviously, and then you go and do a couple of bits and bobs. You end up getting the Ocarina of Time, and then you take the Master Sword and you fast forward. And the moment you become an adult as well, the first time and you don't know it, it's like he goes, you're big now, and you see yourself. Oh, I'm an adult. This is wicked. I was like, oh, this is so cool. But yeah, it was just such a the story was absolutely brilliant. They thought about it so well. The fact that it was kind of your and Zelda's fault for the reason that Ganon took over, it was just really good fun. You have to go and get all your medallions and everything, save every single sage, and then you go against Ganon at the end. The end battle was incredible. I mean, you get obviously the back and forth, like the tennis. It's kind of like that, isn't it? With the light ball, it's like playing tennis.
Yeah.
You beat him up, and then you think you've beaten him. Then you realise you have to go all the way down the tower, which is a bitch, but it's fun. Then you also think you've beaten him again. You think that's it, it's over. Then you hear a boom behind you, like, oh, it's not over, it's not over. And you go over there, he knocks the Master Sword out of your hands, so you've only got the hammer to deal with, and you get this massive beast called Ganon, just beating the crap out of him. It's just an epic final battle. The whole thing is just, it is probably my #1 game of all time, personally.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I mean, what does it mean to you?
Well, it's just, yeah, like, well, you pretty much said it all, really. It's just an epic game. It's just perfect. Like you said, the replay value, you can't get bored of it.
No, it never gets bored.
It's one of them. It's one of those games that comes along that you just know as soon as you see it and you play through it. So you could have been 5, you could have been 6, you could have been 7. You just know it's going to be that game that you're just always going to remember for the rest of your life, and you're always going to love for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So,
and it definitely is that one. I mean, like I said, we haven't seen a Zelda game yet. There's been great Zelda games, but there's not been one that's just had that same feel. Majora's Mask was close, very close, because obviously it was the same graphics, it was the same kind of characters, it was the same incarnation of Link. Ocarina, you still have that, but it's still just under Ocarina of Time, I think. But yeah, this is a game that we'll remember forever. It's a game that even though our kids will never want to play it because of the shit graphic, because that's the only problem, it doesn't hold up well graphic-wise, but we don't care about that.
No.
Trying to get our kids to play it will be difficult, but they will. They will have to play it.
Have to play it.
You haven't got a choice.
They probably won't watch this though.
Yeah, probably not. If they do watch it, they're like, what the fuck are you two doing? Grow up.
Drinking beer and having fun.
Yeah. So yeah, Ocarina's at #1. It'll always be the #1 as far as we're concerned with Zelda. Well, unless of course they get another one that'd be better, but
yeah,
we don't know yet.
It's been what, 25 years since I brought that one out.
That one came out in 1998.
1998. Oh, maybe not that long then.
1998. Fucking hell.
No, nearly 20 years. No, 18 years.
18 years, and they've had a lot of good.
They can use me in Tulsa.
But yeah, it hasn't been beaten yet, and we just think it's an epic game, really good fun, and we're both looking forward to eventually playing the 3DS version.
Yeah.
Because we've said this before, if you ever get one of your classic games and it gets revamped and made with better graphics, it's just like, that is awesome. That is fan service, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And
absolutely.
Money for them.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah.
So yes, that's our top 10 Legend of Zelda games. We hope you enjoyed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments. Tell us what your top 10 would be as well.
Absolutely.
And say if you think we're wankers or you think
we're geniuses.
We're geniuses.
Which we're not.
Yeah, we're not. But yeah.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hi guys, thanks for watching that. If you like that, then please like and subscribe down below. Also, if you want to watch another chit chat, click here. If you want to watch another review or top 10, click here. And also you can find us on Facebook. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.